This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or exclusive Patreon-only gameplays, plus a myriad of other perks, then check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. The Locust God versus Jace, Vryn's Prodigy. One lander. Not awful if we've got one more land, but we are on the draw. No, I know better than to keep one landers. That is better, so let's get rid. We will also get rid of the duplicant there. Nowhere near casting duplicant. Okay then, let's go in for a tapped shock land. Or we could go for the skull clamp now, couldn't we? No, we'll take our opponent by surprise with that. I'm not worried about our opponent blowing it up in mono blue, but they may have counter magic for a skull clamp. So we'll try and take our opponent by surprise with it when we've actually got insects in play later on. Now it's a Vandal Blast. Let's go for... Actually, we could go Chrome Mox now. Yeah, let's go Chrome Mox, get rid of that Vandal Blast. I don't know how many artifacts our opponent's going to care about in this deck. It's probably a control... lots of counters deck. And if that's the case... Yeah, contrary to what I said before, let's actually get the skull clamp down now while our opponent is shields down. And now going for a loot there, and they get rid of a Windfall, which they've most likely gone for because we've got... most likely gone for because we've only got 2 cards in hand. They don't want to refill our hands, but they wouldn't have done anyway because Narset comes down. Yeah, our beloved Narset. Okay, there's Impact Tremors, so we can go in for everything in our hand at the moment. Let's go Gilded Lotus into Impact Tremors. And we can't redirect that to our opponent, but we can swing in at our opponent with the Locust God, assuming that it doesn't get countered. That's a big assumption, because it is mono blue. Narset minusing down again. Oh, and they reveal with this, don't they? So what have they got? Oh, we know they've got a Cryptic Command. And they've got Capture Ying Zhao as well, which they can't cast at the moment, but they will probably be able to next turn. We're probably just going to have to play our commander into Cryptic Command, unfortunately. Fingers crossed for a Cavern of Souls. But no such luck. They discarded Preordain with Jace, by the way. Let's just encourage them to get rid of this Cryptic Command. And there it is. Counter and draw. We'll play our land so that it's easier to get Locust God out multiple times, or attempt to. There's that 5th land for the extra turn if they want it, along with a Mox Amber. They've got 2 legendaries in play, so Mox Amber certainly taps for mana. And then getting rid of a Chrome Mox this time and going in for a Soul Ring, so they are really accelerating on mana now. That is 7 mana they've got. And it is Teferi, Temporal Archmage. So even more mana, they might be able to go in for the extra turn here. They do. Only 3 cards in hand at least. Now 4 during the draw step. And they discard the Mana Crypt, flip the Jace. That is 3 Planeswalkers we have to deal with. And I think they did flashback on... Yeah, they did flashback on the extra turn spell. Plus on Teferi. Yeah, they're still a ways off of the emblem there. Now a Trinket Mage, that is a 1 CMC artifact that can go for. And it is a Mana Vault, which obviously goes really well with Teferi. Nexus of Fate, I think that's another extra turn card, so just a case of watching our opponent play at this point. Take a hit for 2 from the Trinket Mage. And now a Merchant Scroll. That's an instant, specifically not they can't go for a blue sorcery with that. Nexus of Fate is an instant. I don't know of many other... What happens to Nexus of Fate? Does it get shuffled back in? I thought it got exiled, but apparently not. Well, they don't go for that anyway. They go for... Come on, Modo. They go for Intuition. So I'm sure it's going to be 3 extra turn cards that we have to choose from. That was Khan's Temporal Sundering for... Yeah, that's another extra turn card. And they bounced our Impact Tremors, followed by an Intuition. So clearly this is extra turn tribal. If we just have to keep watching our opponent play, I will stop commentary and I'll have to just fast forward through all this. Okay, nope, they went for something different there. There's a Chasm Skulker, Metallurgic Summonings, Dig Through Time as well. We choose a card, and the chosen card will be put into their hand. How much use will they get out of Metallurgic Summonings? Yeah, we'll just have to give them Chasm Skulker there, I think. They play their Chasm Skulker. Then swing in with Trinket Mage again, and I can't even remember if we... Nope, we don't get another turn. Yeah, I'll lose track of all the extra turns and how many turns our opponent's actually had. Chasm Skulker gets a plus counter on it every time our opponent draws a card. Now it is a Spell Seeker going in for a 2 CMC spell, Mana Drain, Muddle the Mixture. Oh, it's 2 CMC or less, is it? Yeah, so they've gone for High Tide there, making all of their islands tap for 2. Yeah, that's usually Mana Drain, a Muddle the Mixture, a Cyclonic Rift, High Tide. Obviously they went for High Tide this time. And okay, now they've gone for a Time Spiral. We can't draw any extra cards because it's a one-sided wheel thanks to our dear friend Narset over here. So we just drew into an island. And the Chasm Skulker gets huge. They went for a Serum Visions, draw a card, scry 2. That's actually a really nice version of that. I've never seen that one. And that looked like another extra turn. Yep. I'm just going to fast forward through at this point because I'm bored. So I'm sure a lot of you will get some enjoyment out of this game, but I'm not going to commentate on extra turns anymore, so I will see you all at the end of the game. Oh, and actually, just as I say that, I was going to fast forward there, but our opponent very respectfully goes straight through to the attack phase, and all they have to do is swing in here with the Chasm Skulker, and that takes us down to 0. So yeah, like I say, I was going to fast forward there, but our opponent cleaned it up nice and quickly. Never feels good to play against control games where it's just solitaire magic, but I've played the odd game of solitaire magic on this channel myself, so it's only fair that I upload one from my opponent every now and then. And as degenerate as it is, that's actually a very effective method with mono blue, is ramping with artifacts, untap all said ramp artifacts with Teferi, and then get into extra turn cards and one-sided wheels thanks to Narset, stuff like that. Yeah, very good deck by our opponent. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching it. I will get the Locust God going again at some point, so you can all actually see that in action. So hopefully you look forward to that. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.